Hi everybody. I am going to draw my hand, and I'm going to show you a way to draw the hand that's not so overwhelming. You can see my hand in the picture in the video, and I'm going to be drawing on this side. As you can see, I already started to make some lines very lightly. You are also supposed to draw very lightly at the beginning, and what we're after today is not too much detail, but just to map out where things are. Because once you can get all of the elements of the hand in place in their right locations, you're making a physical map and an anatomical representation of your hand. Then later on you could build detail and light, shadow, texture, all that good stuff. So we're going to break it down into simple shapes. So I have begun to check my angles with the side of my pencil, and then I could make sure that my angles are going all in the right direction. So I have this shape here where the front of my hand is. Where the row of the base of my fingers are going to be, and where my thumb is going to stem out of. And then my arm, I'm going to represent right now as a little rectangle. My fingers are jutting out of the front, the back of my palm side of my hand. So, and they're going in different directions. So I'm going to sort of capture this shape of where the fingers land, about there. And I'm just going to stick it out by making little sticks that go out. I want to check my angle here and make sure this line is the correct angle. Go over to my pad. Yep, that's fine. Okay. And this finger here is overlapping that finger. These are the little observations that you'll need to make. And it's coming out a little bit further than this one, as far as my eye could see, in my perspective. And this one is just coming short of it, rounding off the hand. Okay. So I got quite an exaggerated sketch line here. That's okay. That's all going to turn into corrections and shadow. When I say corrections, I mean if something has to move. Check the angle of my thumb. Yes, that is going into the correct angle and position. Okay, so my thumb kind of bends out here. My big stubby thumb. Okay, I got my wrist line here. Great. So now I think I've mapped out where everything belongs. Now I'm going to start to do a little definition, not too much detail now. For our purposes, we want you to map things out and get things in the correct place. So I see the little creases that form outside of my knuckles. This is all anatomy. These protrusions that are created are just the bones underneath the skin, and the bones are three-dimensional, they're round, and the flesh is on top, so it's natural that anything that protrudes is going to leave a shadow. So, since this overlaps here, and my light source is coming from the other direction, that's going to create a shadow on this side. Now, the nails of the fingers, they don't appear on top. They're not just above the flesh, they're embedded into the flesh, into that finger, right? So I've got my darker shadows closer to the edge, and I got my little knuckle creases, my age lines. Okay, I've got a nail coming from here, embedded into my finger. Nothing that anybody hammered in. It's the fingernail, not a nail. Okay. So, and remember, you shade with your pencil very softly. In this example, I'm shading very softly, and if I want to create light, I would break out my eraser, not to get rid of things and correct mistakes, although I can do that if I really needed to, but more to create light. To create light. Okay. So of course, as the nails are embedded, they have some darker lines around the edges. And remember, lines aren't really lines when we do this light and shadow drawing. When we see lines, they're never really lines. Lines in drawing are where light meets shadow. This part of my thumb is facing me, away from my light source. Therefore, it is in shadow. Okay. So, basic structure of the hand. Okay. Simple shapes. Boom, 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 boom. 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 I know I'm ruining my drawing now. That's okay. Okay. Triangle. You can also do these little circles and then refine it later. Okay. Thank you for watching. Your turn.